got a little riled up in the making of this video, and so you can probably expect high levels of sarcasm and buckets of opinionatedness.
10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
This week's topic on the YA Rebels is really most succinctly described in Corey's video on Tuesday, so you should go there and watch the opening so you get a little background about what we're talking about. Go ahead and do that now and then come back and then we'll talk. When I see that someone has written an article like this, number one, I know for sure that I won't like them in person because I find that kids are much more resilient than people give them credit for. And the people that write these articles seem to think that kids are just sort of flailing and being bombarded left and right with these horrors that just come in. And it's just like, you know what? Even if they are, so what? We all were, you know, and we've learned to deal with it. And that we've somehow grown up and are able to write bullshit in newspaper. We survived. How is it possible that we survived? How is it possible? For real, I mean, there are much more pressing issues than whether a author's string of words is going to be more harmful than a box of garbage bags that is missing the disclaimer that says, please kids, don't put this over your heads. I'm talking about the issues around that the parents seem to be absent in a lot of YA books, that they're too dark or too whatever, frankly, I love being too. T-O-O, that's me. If you start with the idea that conflict is the building block of story, if you've got a situation where everything is absolutely fine, and there's no issues around parenting or whatever, a lot of the things that make a character rich and relatable are the things that are just messed up about them. And I think we can all agree that there is no such thing as a parent who is 100% on the ball. It's not possible. These people are writing articles about, you know, there's a disproportionate number of bad parents in these books or absent parents in these books. You know what? I think they're a little bit delusional. If you really scrutinized every single parent in every house in the world, they're not doing everything right. They're not. And some things affect kids in ways that you have no idea. Let's look at an example. A well-meaning parent finds their child's pet rabbit dead. And instead of discussing the idea of death with their child, they hide the situation and say that the rabbit ran away. Now, they may think that they're doing their child a favor by suggesting that things can just happen willy-nilly. The removal of something that was a constant is chaos-inducing. The discussion of death is finite. It's like there's an end point. It's something that you can clearly understand because it's a concrete issue. Kids have difficulty with gray areas when they're young. Black and white is what parents need to strive for. And I think in their efforts to soften issues for kids, to try to make things better so that kids don't have to deal with the harsh realities of life, they end up creating a situation of chaos. That is much more difficult for a child to deal with than whether a book is featuring an orphan character who's dealing with some vampires. It's not. You know what? It's completely diluted. It's diluted, it's misdirected. It's pretty typical of the way society is going in terms of child rearing. So I'm not surprised by it, but it's still really kind of depressing and frustrating and whatever. Last words. These articles seem to come up sporadically, and I typically end up giving the same kind of responses, which is basically this. I'm against any statement or directive that says kids should be sheltered from the truth. But hold on! There is hope! Actually, a while back I had an art contest for my cover reveal, and I said that I would be doing an art contest here at the YA Rebels. Well, I am, sort of. I'm directing you back to my channel. Please head on over there. If you comment and you are, well, you'll see. I mean, it's a US only contest. Sorry, everybody else. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. That's all I've got. I'll see you next week.